The third of the 5 ways is the number of transactions. Now that we've gone through how to identify how many clients we have by going through the first two sections to determine our overall clients or customers, how often do those customers come back to buy? Okay, it's going to be different in every industry. There's a lot of industries that are subscription based, where the number of times they buy is exactly 12 times each month. And you may not have a lot of change you can affect on that. And that's okay. That's okay. If you're in an industry like that, then you'll just have to focus on the other 4 of the 5 ways. But in most industries, most businesses, they can affect change on how frequently somebody buys something. So like in a retail store, how often do their customers come back? How often do they choose your store over the other stores that are in the area? If you're a automotive shop, how often do your clients bring their car in? If you're a hairdresser, how often do your clients come in to get their hair cut? Okay, at Action Coach, we have 68 different strategies to affect change on how often they do. Let's use the hairdresser as an example. Most hairdressers, hairstylists, they finish cutting somebody's hair, they offer them the bill gets paid, and the client goes out the door and saying, I'll see you next time I need a haircut. And everyone knows how frequently they're probably going to want a haircut. Maybe, for men, it's going to be every 2 to 3 weeks usually, because everybody's hair grows at a pretty predetermined rate. Women, the schedule is going to be different, but whatever the schedule is, there is a predetermined time that it's going to happen. And the clients usually know what that time frame is. So what happens is the client leaves, and then they wait that predetermined time, and then they start getting uncomfortable, and then they start thinking about scheduling a haircut. And then maybe a week later, they're like, oh, this is really getting long. Now I'll get the haircut. Wait a second, I'm kind of booked out this week already. So it's going to be a week later. So now 2 more weeks have gone, and before the client comes in and says, okay, let's get this haircut again. Instead, if that hairstylist, as the customer is leaving, said, hey, we've been talking, you seem to you like to get your haircut every 3 weeks. Why don't we book an appointment now? So that when that time comes, we're ready. And I can guarantee that you have a place in the seat right here for you waiting. Guess what? That client is now going to come about twice as often, and that client is going to be happier with the product because they're never going to get to this point where I don't like my haircut. Okay, so are there ways to improve the number of transactions you have? Absolutely. Are there, I use the retail store as an example, how often do you advertise to your current client base? I mean, obviously you're advertising probably to new clients, but it's 8 times cheaper to advertise to your current clients. They're more like, if you send them an email, they're more likely to open it because they know your name and they know, hey, I like doing business there. So it's 8 times cheaper and much more effective. How often are you advertising to your current client base? Well, do it more. Increase it. So the goal is a small incremental increase. So if they come back twice in a month, if that's what you're measuring, if they come back twice, hopefully get them to come back 2.2 times. Small incremental changes. If you do an incremental change in each of the 5 ways of building your business, then ultimately that'll increase your profit. The bottom line, it'll increase it 61%. 10% change in each of the 5 ways increases your profit 61%.